Hello and welcome to another AutoQuote instructional video. This video will cover new and updated features in AutoQuote's latest version 1.24.206. This is noted on the top left hand corner of the OVD. The first obvious change in this update is the F3 function button at the bottom of the OVD. It used to read F3 iCam, it now reads F3 AQ Connect. If you are still using iCam, this function will continue to work for you. Please note that iCam will become obsolete by the end of this year and AQ Connect will take its place. For more information, please contact our support desk. The first feature I would like to go through is the new copy and paste feature. You can now copy line items from one cost center to the same cost center on another estimate. To do this, you will need to click on the line on the far left hand column, and to highlight multiple lines, hold the Control key down and select each line like so. Once you have selected what you need, right click on the highlighted area and a pop-up window will appear with some options. We are going to use the first option, which is copy to estimate. In this instance, I will use estimate number 33421 and select copy. It's telling me that 7 items are copied to estimate 33421. Say OK. I will right click again and select the other option, which is the estimate list to copy. This brings up your current list of estimates that are 3 months old. I'll select 33421 again and copy the items. Yes, 7 items copied. OK. So now if I go to 33421 and go to categories, we can see here that the report on full dismantle appears twice with the items underneath. You can also copy a line from the body of the quote to the bottom. This is particularly useful in the parts section when the assessor puts parts on report. So highlight the parts that are on report, right click and select paste. That adds the parts to the bottom, and you can make it a supplement and send it off to the assessor. This copy function will also allow you to create CAT codes and multi-line codes on the fly. This is a much quicker way to build your own CAT code database, thus improving the speed of writing your estimates. To create a single CAT code, highlight the line, right click and select copy to CAT codes. There is a start and end code which is used for creating multi-line codes, or power codes as they're commonly called. If you're entering a single code, just enter in the start code. In this instance, I will type in center vertical in caps center vertical lock bracket CVLB, select copy. Now it's telling me that this code already exists. I say OK, take the L out and select copy, and there's our CAT code. So if I go back, I can create a multi-line code by selecting more than one line. Highlight again, use the Control key down and click on the lines. If I right click, copy to CAT codes, I will start the multi-line code with a comma RFD and end with a comma RFD 1. If you are not familiar with creating CAT codes, please call our help desk and someone will explain in detail how this works. So I'll select copy. There are codes. So if I go back in, we can put these codes to the test. Comma, RFD, and enter. There's your multi-line code. The single line code is CVB and enter, and there's your center vertical lock bracket. What we can also do now is insert a code. So if I highlight a line, F6 insert, and type in CVB, enter, there's your center vertical lock bracket. I can also insert a comma code. So if I go to here to RNA, scroll down and insert line there, comma, RFD, and enter, there's your multi-line code. We can now build a postcode database on the fly by right-clicking town/postcode when entering the owner's details. I will edit this OVD. In the town, type in Disney, state New South Wales, postcode 9999, and if I right-click on Town PC, it automatically takes you to the macros and saves the information in there. Exit out and I'll save it. I will test this on another estimate. Edit, type in DISN, enter, and there's your Disney code. We will save that. The next feature in this update is the quick search function. We have modified the quick search of creditors, assessors, and debtors to allow SMS and email to be sent directly from that screen. If you right-click on Parts Suppliers and type in ALL and enter, it will bring up all suppliers starting with ALL. Here you have the SMS at the bottom and the email function. Exit out. If I right-click on Assessor, type in PET for example, hit enter, it brings up all the assessors starting with PET. If the assessor you are looking for is not here, select the Add button at the bottom and add the assessor in. Again, if you click on SMS, it will take you to the SMS screen and you can send an SMS or email off. The search for part numbers function has also been updated. You can search for a part number to find out what estimate it belongs to or what other vehicle model the part is related to. To access this feature, right-click on Return and it brings up the Auto Quote Parts Check screen. If, for example, you have an invoice and a part that does not stipulate what estimate the invoice belongs to, you can enter in part or all of the part number to bring up the list of parts in the system against an estimate. I will copy this part number and do a search. So right-click on Return, I'm entering the part number in there and hitting the Enter key. This tells me that I have two estimates that have this part in it. I can highlight an estimate and click on Return and do a return from that screen as well. The Check VF option is handy if you have a clip, for example, and you would like to see if you can use it on other models. Now let's type in a part number. I have here a clip with number 9018906193. I know the make is Toyota. I'll hit enter. At the top it tells you the name of the part, which is the engine splash straight clip, and at the bottom it was running through our database to see the different models this part can be applied to. The next update was to the booking calendar. You can now double click on a booking date to change the color of the date to red. This request was made to flag what vehicle has arrived in the shop. If I double click on the booking, changes it to red. Double click again, it changes it back. Like many features in AutoQuote, you can use this feature for whatever suits your purpose. You can also flag a public holiday to alert the user that this date is not available to book in any vehicles. This shows up in red on the booking month. So if I were to change to July, there are no red dates in there. So this is telling me on the 9th, which is today, we should not have any bookings. To set this up, we need to go into the tradesman's holiday times to set up. Before we do that, I wanted to show you something else that's new. If you have an estimate number against a booking, you can now opt for your remarks to appear in the notes section of your estimate. So if you click set up and post remarks and tick the post remarks box, it will update your notes. Let's exit out. So to set up holidays and public holidays, click on setup and then F2 revise tradesman. If I right click on F3 holidays, it takes me to the public holidays section where I can set it up, and that goes directly to the booking program. So you can delete, add, edit, or display all if you have a whole list. You can also set holidays or annual leave for the tradesman. If you highlight the tradesman and select F3 holidays in here, you can put his start, end date, type of leave, and remarks. Now this is handy if you use the work in progress report that determines the next available working day. If you add in the tradesman's leave, so if I click on mode, it tells me what the next available day I can book a vehicle in. If you add in the tradesman's holidays, this report will take that into account and give you an approximate date. Another feature that has been updated is the scanning of documents to AutoQuote. You can now scan documents directly to an estimate in JPEG or PDF format. There are two ways to get to the scan document screen option, and the first one is image, scan, scan document. The quicker way to do it is to right click on the S button that is generally used for SMS. If I right click, I go straight there, automatically picks up the estimate number that you're on. It groups all the pages into one PDF if you wish, otherwise it will scan them in as individual PDFs. I select here if I want scan as a JPEG or a PDF. I will choose both. I will enter in a document name and I will click on scan. Now it tells me that one document was scanned to PDF and one document was scanned to a JPEG. If you had anything on the piece of paper that you scanned, the image will show up here. This is a blank paper. I'll say OK to that, exit. There's also a quicker way to access all the PDFs on an estimate, and that's by right-clicking the P here. This is the PDF that I just scanned. As you can see, I've been testing it. quick and easy way to scan PDF or JPEG. If I go to image, it'll be in here. These are the scanned images. For those of you who are familiar with the MTA real-time header, we have updated this function to give the user choice of attaching the header to all or some of their estimates. Let's view a quote by hitting V on the keyboard. Then if I select F9, print header, the header appears at the top of the estimate. You can choose to print this and hand it over to the assessor. Or if you choose to have this header display on each and every estimate, we'll go to Setup, select F6, and change this N under Use Real-Time Header to a Y and save it. Additionally, if you go to Email and email an estimate out, you have the option in the Export File Name options to either untick or tick the header to appear on the email if you choose. The other feature we have updated is the NRMA message log, the option to delete in bulk. So if you highlight a line, hold the Control key down and select the lines that you'd like to delete from the log, you right click, it will ask you to delete the messages. Note that there's a disclaimer of sorts that's there. It says all deleted messages are not recoverable. So be sure that this is what you want to do. I will say no. The second option is to delete messages from the log via an estimate range. So if I click DEL and say yes to that, I will enter in an estimate range. For example, you can have a cutoff date, say the 30th of July 2015, go to Order Quote, find out what that last estimate number is, and go to the first estimate number, and you can delete a range that way. The choice is yours. The final feature I would like to show you is the quote register. The quote register gives you quick access to your quote list, allowing you to see at a glance where your quote is at. This is particularly useful for larger shops that have more than one estimator and a high turnover of vehicles. What you need to do is click on the blue Q to access this register. Now this is a list of estimates for the last 3 months. If you need to change the range, select range and enter in a date range. The column that says H tells you that the quote is here, or the vehicle is in the shop, and that is determined by the red in under location. So let's go back in. The R column records the status of the quotes. So QR means a request to quote, QD means quote done, Q1 means supplement 1 requested on this quote, Q2 supplement 2, etc. The Q column determines where the quote has been sent. So E tells me that the quote has been sent to Estimage, and N tells me the quote has been sent to NRMA. AA means assessed and authorized. So this quote here is assessed but not authorized, and 33417 is assessed and authorized. PO and PR, parts ordered and parts received. So for this particular estimate, 3 parts ordered and 1 part received. If I were to select mode, it will toggle through the R column and tell the user how many estimates in total for each subheading. So the first screen tells me that there are 2 quotes to do. Hit mode again. The next say there is 1 quote that's completed, and the next tells me that there are 3 quotes where there is a supplement 1 needed, and the next one tells me that there's 1 quote that is needing a supplement 2, and so on and so forth. This brings us to the end of this video. If you have any questions, please call our help desk on 02-8567-0700 or email aqadmin@auto-quote.com. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.